Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Blue Ridge Silverhound Investments. Wait, no, not investments. Yeah, that's not what I do. But today, I have a really hot topic, one in which that will kind of tug on the heartstrings of a lot of folks that are going through this time of year. So the holidays are really tough on a lot of people. Okay, there's not a lot of people out there that make thousands of dollars every month. Okay, to help support things like taking care of bills and you know, doing the holiday thing, dressing up the house, buying decor, presents, the kids, food, you name it. So it brings me no joy and no pleasure in talking about this subject, but it has to be said. And it has to be talked about in a public forum, like YouTube and soon to be Facebook and Instagram. It will be on there as well. We're a day away from the giveaway, so check that out on Facebook for the social media launch of Blue Ridge Silverhound. It's on Facebook. But what is the top three toughest coin types or groups of coins to sell for quick money? Okay, it's gonna come as no surprise. There are a few of them that I would say are pretty difficult. If we were gonna look specifically at coin series, U.S. coin series, 2 and 3 cent pieces are especially difficult to sell, just because they're not nearly as beloved and cherished as some of the other coin types. But that's a pretty specific type of collecting. All right, so we're gonna get started with the number one thing. Okay, and not the number one, but the number three thing on my list, and so it come as no surprise because this series has been absolutely frigid cold since probably 1990, if not maybe 1985, and that is classic and modern commemoratives. All right, so this is a Stone Mountain commemorative coin right here. It's pretty well worn, but a lot of these generally are in BU condition. A lot of them are graded. They are 90% silver. For the classic commems, they are all 90% silver. They're absolutely stunning. Beautiful artwork. They're very specific to an event or a time in history that they represent. And the coins were hot for a while, during the 70s and into the 80s. These things were absolutely blistering hot and on fire. People wanted them, but all of a sudden, there became this like over rampage of supply that hit the marketplace during that time, and all of a sudden you had less people. It's not so much the demand changed, it's just the supply changed, and it got too high for its own good. And even today, if you scoured all over the internet for like Oregon commemoratives, Texas, and Norfolk, and all of these different types of early classic commemoratives, you'll see that they're everywhere. Okay, and some of them are more relatively inexpensively priced than what they were 20 to 30 years ago. But the classic commemoratives, of course, is gonna be on the list. It's on the list of every slow selling type of coin out there. Okay, and I did just buy this commemorative 225th anniversary coin. Okay, this is a modern commemorative. You guys have seen this in a previous video. It's a really neat coin. But again, this also falls under that umbrella of very tough to sell coin series. All right, and for the same exact reason that they're commemoratives. Okay, and they only appeal to a very narrow audience. So that's like primarily the big reason why that these things sell so slowly. Now, what happens if you went to a coin shop and you go in there and you have some of these modern or classic commemoratives? Okay, what does the conversation look like at that point in time? Well, they will take it, they will buy it, but they also understand as a retail business that it is a slow market, not necessarily dying, but the returns is just so ungodly awful with commemoratives that they're going to pay right around 50% of Grey Book. Trust me, I know this because I've also beta tested it on a few missions to the LCSs. Definitely, if you absolutely need the money now, go ahead and give them away. You could always sell these coins on eBay or on Facebook groups, or possibly consign them to a different auction house like Heritage or Great Collections for the chance of getting what would be perceived as full market value. Aside from that, yeah, man, commemoratives, cold as ice. All right, number 2 on my list, it's no surprise. Modern proof and mint sets post 1964. If it doesn't have silver, it is a slow seller. It's really 50-50. You walk into a coin shop with these items, they're going to give you probably face value. It's really difficult to swallow, because at that point, the mint sets, you could break them apart, throw them in your piggy bank, roll them up, take them to the bank. But you feel like you're doing yourself a disservice because you're putting mint quality BU examples that were hand collated into these sets, putting them out into circulation. It just doesn't feel right. But at the very least, you get face value for your coins. Proof sets are another such thing. You ever find out why proof sets are broken up and then subsequently put into your pocket change? You ever pull out pocket change, you're like, whoa, this thing looks a little bit more mirrored and shiny than what I'm used to seeing in my coins. And it just so happens it's a proof coin. All right. So that's what happens. Life becomes real. What do you do? Okay. These things have very little, any sort of premium value above and beyond face, especially when it comes to a coin dealer. Now you could, again, if you needed the time and you put these online, you could get $7 or $8 for this 1983 proof set. If you had a complete Philadelphia and Denver minted mint set of the 2009, sure, you could probably get about $8 for that also. But in the relative scheme of things, if you looked at actually you would get more because of the dollar coins in here, but if you looked at it this way right here, okay, you have about $6.50 face in coins that otherwise most people would just put in, roll them up and take them to the bank. Extremely tough to find and get and attain any sort of premium above and beyond face value if you need money today. Extremely tough. Now, number 1 on the list is, I struggle with this, and it's hard because I feel like foreign coins have this huge, absolutely ridiculous amount of room to grow. This is about 1 out of about 40 bags that I just have stacked around of miscellaneous foreign Drek garbage coin. Now, keep in mind, a lot of these coins I have already searched through. I've personally looked on the Krause guidebooks for any varieties, things of that nature. But these are not just all demonetized old stuff. Okay, this is all material that a lot of them are 50 to 100 years old that I have in here, but are worth maybe at the most 10 to 15 cents a piece. It's really tough because I feel like, take a look at this. There, see? Princess Diane and, William on there. Things like this exist out there for next to nothing. If you were to get into coin collecting, do not get into like modern foreign direct material with the hopes of, building this established collection where it's going to be worth lots of money unless you're really good cherry picking. Okay, the reason why this is so difficult is, let's face it, we live in the U.S. And the same goes for any other country. If you lived in, say, Great Britain, in England, and you were trying to sell U.S. coins, you would get a much lesser amount of money for that type of coinage because you are in that country. Okay, each country, I guess, and their collecting fan base specialize in their own country's monetary system, which makes these extremely difficult. Now, there is always exceptions to the rule. Okay, if coins are foreign silver, like this Bahamas coin right here, which I believe is 50% silver. It's about the size. It's bigger than a $50, smaller than what a large dollar coin would look like. So that's a good example of a coin that would be worth a few bucks, plus any sort of the premium silver, some of the older age stuff like this Swedish, what is this, 1938 coin here, which I believe, I don't know if this is 80 or 85% silver, but that's a coin that you would be able to get a few bucks more than the premium for. Canadian coins, British coins are absolutely fun to play with, and they're worth money, and people look for these things. But at the same time, if you need money now and you're trying to liquidate these through a US coin store or online source, you're going to have a heck of a time trying to get any money. The bulk foreign stuff that we have tons of, because we've done these overseas adventures and trips and stuff of that nature and brought home a lot of these coins. Yeah, extremely difficult. Extremely difficult to manage to try and get back your exchange rate back to the US currency, because you take a hit in all of this. If you went to a coin shop, they're going to give you nothing. They'll give you the bulk rate. They'll probably give you like 50 cents a pound or something ridiculous like that. Same with, foreign paper. Always tough, man. But you know what? If you had the dedication to spend some time with foreign coins, I know people that make money off of it. But again, it's not a quick process where you're like, oh, you know what? I need $500 today. Let's go ahead and sell these 20 bags of foreign coins. It's madness. And a coin shop will absolutely either not accept it, or they will give you next to nothing for it. It's, again, extremely difficult. These three items, there are ways to kind of squeeze the blood out of a turnip when you're trying to, find some last minute money. Leave this stuff at home. Leave it alone. Don't touch it, and give yourself time to liquidate it, in a different fashion. All right. So this is what I perceive to be the top 3 different type coins to sell when you need money absolutely right this second. Man, I wish I had millions of dollars, because I would be, giving everybody and donating money to everyone. Okay. Money is just a thing. Okay, it's not anything that we have to hinge our life on. Okay, coin collecting's fun. It is a little, side venture, in this road to life that we live. And it's a lot of fun. But, at the end of the day, family's more important. Living a fulfilling life and so on and so forth. I'm not, a therapist or anything, but that's just the way I feel about my life. And, hope you guys have a lot of health and wealth from this day forward. Keep living your dreams. Enjoy coin collecting as usual. Whatever avenue you go to, you can still buy the stuff I talked about today. It's all gravy, but it's something that fulfills our lives a little bit, and it's great. It's good fun. You get to meet people along the way. So anyways, I'm your host, Blue Ridge Silverhound. Thank you for joining in on this little quick, it's not quick at all, actually, 13 minutes, this broadcast on the top 3 coin types that's tough to sell. God bless you guys. Love you guys, and see you on the next one. Oh yeah, hit like, support me in that fashion, and subscribe, Blue Ridge. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good one.